everyone, we're Group Orange and we're going to talk about income inequality.
I'd like to give a brief introduction to this topic first. Income inequality refers to the unequal distribution of income within the population, indicating disparities in earnings. There are several factors contributing to income inequality, with technological advancement being the first one. It has created opportunities but also led to job displacement and wage inequality, with automation and AI causing job losses and low wages for less educated workers. Besides, gender and race bias further contribute to income inequality, as women and non-white males typically earn less than their counterparts. And now, let me focus on the issues related to the problems, including the Gini coefficient and dimensions of poverty and inequality. The Gini coefficient is a commonly used measure to assess income inequality. It varies from 0 to 1, where 0 represents perfect equality and 1 represents perfect inequality. A study conducted by Oxfam Local Office found that in the first quarter of 2023, the median monthly income of the poorest 10% of household was $1,300, which is almost 60 times less than the wealthiest 10%, earning $132,600. The Gini coefficient in 2016 was 0.539, which is surpassing the international threshold alert line of 0.4. What's more, income inequality has significantly impacts on poverty and inequality across various dimensions, including social and financial aspects. In the social dimension, income inequality affects access to education and healthcare. For instance, low-income individuals face limited opportunities for quality education. They can only afford to attend schools with inadequate resources and low-quality teachers, while the wealthy ones can afford superior educational options. This disparity perpetuates a cycle of poverty and inequality, as low-skilled jobs offer lower pay, while high-skilled jobs offer higher pay. Similarly, income inequality affects healthcare access, with lower-income individuals facing barriers to accessing quality healthcare services. This results in poorer health outcomes and increased vulnerability to poverty due to the absence of work caused by health issues. In the financial dimension, low-income individuals struggle to earn a livable wage, increasing the risk of poverty. The high cost of living and limited income growth for certain segments of the population make it challenging for individuals and families to meet their basic needs. Meanwhile, the affluent can easily afford the best services, and widening income gap would intensify the severity of inequality in society.
So, in terms of who would want to cope with income inequality and who won't want to in Hong Kong, there are two groups of people for each side. Without a doubt, grassroots activists and social justice organizations are one of the groups of people that speak for grassroots families. For example, Equal Justice Hong Kong, which is a social justice organization. They act as a bridge between the government and low-income groups for legal conversations and consultations. Another group of people that believes income inequality is an imperative problem is labor unions and workers' rights organizations. For example, HKFTU, the Hong Kong Federation of Trade Unions. They aim to address income inequality by narrowing the gap between workers and employers. They will protest in order to help the ones in need, thereby ensuring fair compensation and promoting better wealth distribution. On the flip side, groups that don't see income inequality as an urgent issue could be the business community. The business community in Hong Kong is diverse, and opinions on income inequality can vary. Some business leaders may recognize the need to address income inequality. However, others may prioritize market-based solutions as they are more concerned on economic growth. As a result, they may not explicitly focus on income inequality as a primary concern. When voting for whether a particular policy could be adopted or not, some members of the Legislative Council may think of other issues that should be prioritized first, instead of income inequality, and as a result, they might oppose the adoption of a particular policy regarding income inequality in Hong Kong. In Hong Kong, there are many different aspects that have to be improved. For instance, political issues have always been a significant problem, and some members may think these problems are more imperative instead. Therefore, different members of the council may have various opinions, which may be a hindrance when reaching a consensus. Therefore, it would be difficult to adopt certain policies regarding income inequality improvement.
Poverty is a long-term problem in the society, which cannot be solved in short. Therefore, to narrow the gap of income inequality, different stakeholders should do more to make a difference. First of all, as a policymaker, the government could implement more progressive tax on the capital income, capital gains, and corporate profit. Increasing the taxes on the rich and reducing the taxes on the poor may help reduce the wealth gap. The government could allocate more education resources for the underprivileged student as well. As a result, those students could have more opportunities to study overseas and broaden their horizons, benefiting them to have a better prospect. Secondly, non-governmental organizations could provide courses for the working poor so as to boost their competitiveness. As a result, they could bargain for better job positions and higher salaries. Same as the NGOs, companies could also offer training and advancement opportunities, especially subsidizing the employees with financial needs. To raise the public awareness, the mass media should take advantage of its own strength to influence the citizens. For example, We Media 01 HK Limited and WMA Open had held photo contests with the theme of poverty. Life of people living under poverty could be reviewed by the photographers and leading to increasing concerns towards this serious social issue.
So, how can we ensure these solutions can be done to diminish income inequality? Here will be some examples that other countries have been done and reduce the income differences. The example that I would like to further introduce is from Brazil. Direct taxes and progressive taxation have been added to Brazil citizens to minimize the income inequality. By increasing tax system progressivity, hence inverting the structure that used to be used, which is currently imposes more taxes on consumption and production than on earnings, assets, and inheritances. Direct taxes lower income inequality by 5%, whereas in the OECD region, they typically reduce it by 12%. According to study, Brazil's income disparity decreased significantly between 2004 to 2014. The country's household per capita income's Gini index decreased from 0.54 in 2004 to 0.49 in 2014. Comparing to the situation in Hong Kong, Hong Kong has just three sorts of taxes: profits tax, wages tax, and property tax. Its straightforward tax structure provides low tax rates for both people and enterprises. Brazil can be one of the references that assures taxation is one of the effective ways to reduce income inequality. To sum up, Hong Kong could reap advantages from Brazil's experience in lowering income inequality, especially if progressive taxation and other redistributive measures are adopted. By doing this, Hong Kong might be able to reduce its high levels of income disparity and perhaps even accelerate development in the future.
One effective approach to tackle income inequality is providing job opportunities to women. It is important to recognize that women often face challenges due to family responsibilities, leading them to either give up their careers or accept lower-paying part-time jobs to balance their family obligations. Unfortunately, these circumstances hinder their skill development and overall employability, thereby weakening their financial independence. In Hong Kong, the labor force participation rate among women living in poverty has declined in the first quarter of this year compared to pre-pandemic levels. Data from the population and household statistics analyzed by District Council District reveals that the labor force participation rate of males consistently surpassed that of females. These disparities in labor force participation directly contribute to earning inequality, further exacerbating income inequality. Sweden serves as an excellent example of a country that has implemented policies to promote women's employment. It has achieved one of the highest female employment rates in OECD. By offering flexible work schedule, accessible and affordable childcare service, it becomes easier for women to participate in the workforce. As the labor force expands, overall household income rises, leading to a reduction in the income disparities. Therefore, creating paid job opportunities for women, particularly those at the lower end of the wage scale, and adopting similar strategies like in Sweden, it plays a crucial role in mitigating income inequality. Income inequality is a pressing issue that can't be ignored. In raising awareness about it, we hope to inspire positive change and a more inclusive society.